at Illinois State. Welcome in along with David Kaplan. I'm Brian Davis. The Flames have now wrapped a pair of blowout losses around consecutive victories back home at the UIC Pavilion. Nobody's going to feel sorry for him here tonight. Kevin Stallings is worried about his own rebuilding project, and a lot of his guys, Cappy, know about what happened and well remember the spanking that they took last year in Chicago.
Well, everyone says Illinois State's rebuilding. I really believe this will, in the end, be the best team that Kevin Stallings has had during his time here in Normal. He's got size, he's got perimeter scoring, he's got quickness, and he's got guys who are warriors.
Let's talk a little bit more about Jimmy Collins' situation. He's got young and inconsistent talent. He's got a big line guy in Bryant Notary, but he definitely needs more from him tonight.
Well, Bryant really didn't play very well at Southern Illinois, didn't get aggressive on the glass, didn't get aggressive with the basketball, waited for people to get him in the scoring area. Tonight, he's got to assert himself, and he's got to get better play inside.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that from time to time, Notary is going to be matched up in the low post with big Leroy Watkins. That would be something to see.
Well, big is the operative word. Told me before the game, his most recent weigh-in, 288 pounds. This is a big horse inside. Got to rebound better for Illinois State to go far this year, but he's a heck of a player.
Both of these coaches have spent the last couple of days just absolutely hammering their guys about effort, particularly on defense. We'll see who gets the message tonight as these teams square off. Again, kind of a grudge match for Illinois State. Coming your way from Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois on Fox Sports Net. Southern Illinois, they are 0-6 here at Redbird Arena. Here are your starting lineups. Take a look toward the bottom of your screen on the left. John Pierre Mitchum will start in the backcourt in place of Jason Cardos. Mitchum is a little bit harder to drive defensively, and that is a major concern tonight for the Flames against a team that drives pretty well like Illinois State. Brown, Murdoch, Watkins, and in the backcourt, Tyrese Bryson and Kyle Cartmill, who also got a lot of minutes last year on that outstanding team that Stallings put on the floor, but Cartmill this year into the starting lineup. There's Jimmy Collins. He has thrown down the gauntlet to his guys. He has told them flatly, either we improve or I am going to make some wholesale changes in the lineup.
Well, in talking with Jimmy before the game tonight, he said, you know what, I'm going back to my old adage, my way or the highway. And think 2 years ago, they had a blowout loss at Valparaiso, and he got two guys kicked off the team. He immediately said, you're gone. You don't fit into what I'm trying to do here. From that point on, the team has been much better.
Well, after a 1-8 start, the Flames wound up having a pretty good year 2 years ago. There's Kevin Stallings. Look at his record. His sixth season here, and in 4 of the 5 years he's been here, 4 consecutive postseason appearances. He wants more out of his guys because of things like their very first game. They lost to Oakland University out of Michigan. This is a team that is just barely a Division I program. Then they reeled off 6 consecutive victories, lost to a couple of Big Ten teams, Wisconsin and at Purdue, but opened up the MVC schedule with consecutive wins over Wichita State and at Drake.
Well, you mentioned the Oakland game, and I was talking with Kevin on the phone before they played, and he said, I don't know what to expect from them. They lose. I go see Northwestern in Oakland, and I said to Kevin O'Neill, the Northwestern coach, you could be in some trouble tonight. They win by 38, and I called Kevin Stallings and said, what's going on down in Bloomington?
Well, Coach, how do you see the keys to the game here tonight?
Well, let's start with Illinois State's care for UIC first. They've got to avoid a half-court game because of the size factor that ISU is going to throw at you. You also can't take bad shots because bad shots usually translate into fast break points at the other end, and you got to make the extra pass. When you've got big guys on the other side, force them to move. Conversely for ISU, with that size, they've got to dominate the glass. They have to take good shots, maximize their possessions, and control the tempo. Don't allow UIC to dominate you with fast break points.
One of the things that Stallings has been concerned about, he says very simply, the whole thing has been about taking care of the ball and rebounding. The last 3 games, they have allowed an average of 18 offensive rebounds. That's a big number.
That's a huge number. You have to really defend the glass very well. Nice crowd in here. It's going to be loud. It's going to be hostile. Illinois-Chicago has to get off to a very good start.
The gentlemen in the striped shirts, Todd Burchett, Steve Olson, and John Higgins. I wonder if they're looking for a fast game so that they can get out and do the rest of their Christmas shopping.
I think they bought your gift already, so they'll take their time.
Yeah, to be a bowl of steam, I do believe. Illinois State with the lopsided lead in this series. but they have split their last 6 meetings. There is Bryant Notary. He is at 17 points and 7 rebounds a game, the leader in both categories for UIC. Leroy Watkins will take the opening tip against Ian Hanavan, the freshman out of Moline, Illinois, who is starting his 11th game. He has been in the opening lineup in every contest for UIC. Watkins wins the opening tip, and the offense started by Kyle Cartmill out of Quincy. He loses it under minimal pressure from Jason Ayers, and so UIC has a chance to get something going in the early going. But at Southern Illinois the other night, Kathy, as you pointed out, they did not play under control. They didn't set anything up.
You've got to get everyone a touch here and get a good shot opportunity.
Sweet move by Ayers around Cartmill, who then comes back and disrupts the shot. The rebound to big L.D. Murdoch, a transfer from the University of Missouri, 6'9".
That is not a good shot. And that's just a bad shot opportunity for Illinois Chicago. Couple turnovers here now, and Kevin Stallings is going to go right to the bench and make a substitution.
He's going to go get Victor Williams, who has started a few games at the point. Williams is only a freshman. Stallings had hoped that he could use Cartmill and let Williams breathe a little bit, basically sit on the bench and learn by observing what's going on, but obviously not a minute into the game. He's decided against that. Nice dish from Mitchum to Notary. Long deuce, and Illinois Chicago draws first blood.
Much better shot opportunity. You got dribble penetration and a kick to your best score. That's the type of shot you want to take if you're shooting early in the shot clock.
Tyrone Brown passed everybody. In fact, there was nobody in the neighborhood. I think Watkins came up a little bit out of the lane. There was nothing but blue shirts under the basket.
I'll tell you, 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. Really gives a coach gray hair, or Kevin Stallings' case, there is no hair to get gray, but not going to be happy.
Might be gray around the edges. Mitchum stops, pops, and drops off the baseline.
Another scoring opportunity, penetrating to the basket. We didn't see any of that the other night at Southern Illinois.
Watkins, the dish outside to Tyrese Bryson, quickly to Murdoch. Sweet little turnaround, he scores.
Well, L.D. Murdoch is 6'9", a guy that can step out and hit threes. He can score on the block, and he can put it on the deck. Very tough to defend.
UIC working the ball around the arc. Steve Farmer now takes it out. Ayers up top. Watkins comes to get Notary.
Leroy very active as a defender, moves his feet well, very in tune with the game.
Flames have got to hurry to shoot. Ayers gets the shot off the back of the iron. That would have been a tray. Rebound, though, offensive rebound to Farmer.
Well, Illinois State looks flat. They're standing around, really don't see much movement out of that.
Great shot for Notary, can't get it to go. Watkins closed too late. Illinois, Chicago in the deep freeze again. Remember, they shot only 21% at Southern Illinois the other night. Now Watkins is stripped by Hanavan. Held ball, and the arrow favors UIC.
First couple minutes of this ball game have definitely been positive for Illinois Chicago after such a poor performance the other night. Leroy Watkins needs to go up stronger with that ball and protect it. Nice job to get the strip, but when you've got a 290-pound frame and the ability to score like he has down low, go up strong and look for contact.
UIC tonight in the first couple of minutes here has used a lot more shot clock. They have played much more settled basketball. They have run the offense and looked for their opportunities. Now Notary collides with Bryson. Crowd here wants a traveling call. Mitchum gets nothing but air, and here come the Redbirds. Bryson takes a step inside on Mitchum. Back to the iron. Watkins knocks it out of bounds.
I think it's going to go.
And there's going to be a foul call against UIC, and so the turnover turns into a foul call against the Flames, and the Redbirds get the ball back.
Well, Leroy Watkins was held going for the rebound on nothing he could do but tap it out, and the officials saw it. For Illinois State, they have got to do a better job at getting themselves shot opportunities and letting their big guys crash the glass.
Farmer comes down with Bryson's miss. Nice idea. Mitchum, great job working the ball away from L.D. Murdoch in the paint. Now Ayers goes up, dishes to Hanavan, won't go. Rebound to Watkins.
Those are shots you got to make. You're an underdog on the road. Coming off a tough game, you got to make those.
Bryson for 3.
See, the Flames are looking to try and control the tempo. They're looking to push the tempo a bit, tire the bigger guys, Watkins and Murdoch, out, and see if they can dominate the guards.
Farmer goes up and misses, and Murdoch gets another board. Williams can't get that one to go, and Notre says, I'll take it, thank you very much. We're 4 minutes into this game. We've had 6 points scored, and Notre gets pushed as he goes to the rack.
So again, I see Illinois State a step slow. They're not moving their feet well, and I'm really impressed with the aggressiveness and the energy we're seeing out of Illinois Chicago. Here comes Bryant Notre, knows there's contact coming, does a good job, and here comes the foul before the shot.
Jason Ayers. Farmer, the walk-on from Michigan City, Indiana. This is a guy, he's one of Jimmy Collins' Warriors. This guy got some attention from the Notre Dame football program. Ayers is stripped, but Notre saves it for him. Pump fake, he gets it up over Murdoch. It's taken by Cartmill Strong. Illinois State 1 of 5 from the field. UIC now 2 of 9.
ISU has the big lineup in. Riley, Murdoch, and another good job by Illinois Chicago on post defense.
Ian Hanavan, the squirrel, gathers himself another nut. He tries to take it all the way in, but a foul called before he released the shot.
Another nice job on low post defense. There's different philosophies on how you defend the post. Do you trap the post? Do you play half man around? Nice job not to commit the foul. Hanavan gets a hand in the passing lane. That's a tough entry pass from up top into the low post off the bounce pass. Very tough to deal with. 15-19 left. We've got a 4-2.
Subtitle this one.
I think we could do better if we were on the court. Just not one of those nights for UIC. Of course, we know better. We couldn't.
You're exactly right. Ayers lays it in for Hanavan, trying to back down Murdoch, and he misses everything. Notre is there. He's rejected, tries to follow, and now he and Murdoch battle for it, and LD Murdoch is called for another personal.
No, I think they're going to get UIC on a rebounding foul. But what we talked about in the opening of the game was Bryant Notre would have to be a warrior on the glass. There's the shot, but here comes Bryant Notre. Nice job on the offensive glass. Stays with it, comes up with another opportunity, and then there's a rebounding foul after Murdoch came up with the loose ball.
On Ian Hanavan.
I really like the energy you're seeing on the Flames.
Cartmill lays it out to Ryan Crowley, Chicago area guy, pumps and scores.
Nice job with the head and shoulder fake, but the traffic clear and got himself an easy 4-footer.
So the walk-on from Naperville Central evens this match at 4. Notre over Crowley, back of the iron. Farmer out of control for the rebound. Easy pickings for LD Murdoch's 4th.
See, another tough shot. Bryant's trying to get himself off offensively, but when you're going up against the front line that rebounds as well as Illinois State does and has a size advantage, you've got to get better looks.
Crowley at the arc, Farmer pressuring heavy. Got 2 big guys on the floor now. Sean Riley is fouled by Farmer.
Here's the post entry pass off of the dribble. There it comes inside, and there's nothing you can do but foul. Farmer's just not big enough to handle a 7-footer inside. He got caught on the backside and reached around.
Riley, another transfer. Kevin Stallings has got 2 big players here now that transferred in. Murdoch from the University of Missouri and Sean Riley out of North Texas. Riley 7 feet tall. 6'7" footer in Illinois State history. By the way, that foul just now on Bryant Notre. A hold on the inbound. So Note's got 2, Crowley's got 4, he scores again. Crowley's been averaging 15 minutes a game, just under 5 points and a pair of rebounds. Hanneman makes the move around Watkins and coaxes that one down. We're tied.
Nice penetration and getting the hoop. A lot of contact inside. I like the officials letting the guys play.
Crowley up again. And Notri with the rebound. Hanneman scoring the field goal. That's better than he had all the other night. And Ayers is going to be called for the player control foul. We're going the other way.
Well, Jason did a good job to complete the basket, but he kept waiting for Leroy Watkins to leave his feet for the shot block. But you don't do that as a senior. You know how to play this. Step in and take the charge. No question about it.
Worth mentioning that Leroy Watkins was a Prop 48 case when he came to Normal.
And has already graduated.
Yes, indeed, and which is faster than most of us ever dreamed of. And in graduating in 4 years' time, he has earned his extra year of eligibility from the NCAA.
Leroy Watkins worked my camp for several years. He attended my camp, gotten to know him. You talk about a class kid. He is one of the best I've dealt with over the years.
Riley was stripped, but another foul call against the Flames. Jean-Pierre Mitchell picks up his first. That is the 6th team foul against the Flames.
And it's amazing how Leroy's developed, not only as a player, but as a person and in his body type. Nice catch and score. Great catch and score by Leroy. He's 290 pounds now. He was heavier when he came into college, lost weight, but as he's lifted, he's put weight back on in the right places. He is absolutely tough to handle inside.
Farmer tries to go up over Riley, then thinks twice about it. Top of the key, Corey Little inside, tipped away by Crowley. Corey Little, the sophomore out of Addison Trail High School, seeing his first game action in a while. Hanneman can't get it to drop. Hanneman the other night only took 2 shots. He missed them both. Hanneman is 1 of 4 tonight, and another ball thrown away, intended for Watkins in the low post.
Well, Kyle Cartmill's having his problems tonight. I think that's a 4th turnover that he's had, and he hasn't played very much. We're only 12:07 left here in the first half. And he's got 4 turnovers. He was yanked in the first minute of the game. He has got to settle down and let the game come to him rather than force things.
He came into this game, and this has changed now because of what's happened here the first 8 minutes, as the only regular on the Redbirds to have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio.
It's changing quickly.
Indeed. Ayers, left-handed. Watkins with the rebound. 11 rebounds for Illinois State, just 6 for UIC. Guess all that preaching that Kevin Stallings did about it, defensive intensity, got through, but Ian Hanneman ball hawking again. That's the 4th steal for the Flames.
Well, Kevin Stallings is talking with the officials. He doesn't like the way the officials are allowing Ian Hanneman to reach around, but I'll tell you, that's good, solid, tough defense.
Hanneman gets a gift as Watkins falls down, and he can't do anything with it. He's 1 of 5 tonight from the floor. Watkins just made the great left-handed move down here, and he is, by the way, left-handed. Last year at the Pavilion, he stripped again. Actually, he never had full possession. Hanneman, great idea. Not enough mustard on the pass to Mitchell.
With both teams failing to capitalize on opportunities.
Watkins last year had a follow-up basket on a rebound, and I swear he took off from the foul line, and Scott got that ball and off balance drove it home. One of the prettiest moves I've ever seen. Corey Little is called for the foul. He sat out 1997-98 in the top 48.
Well, here's the entry pass again from out top. Good catch. There's the foul across the head. But let me tell you something. You need bus fare to get around Leroy Watkins. This guy is just a man inside. He is huge. How do you get around and defend a guy like that? That's why if Illinois State's patient with this kid on the low block, swing the ball side to side. Once you get him on one side of the defender, there's no way you're going to get around to the other side if you move the ball quickly enough and get the ball back into the post.
This foul against Little puts the Redbirds into the bonus. Watkins, a 60% free throw shooter. And he makes the first. Watkins out of Corliss High School.
For UIC number 3, Leonard Walker.
Only drawback to his game, and I talked with him about it before the game. We spent some time together. He said, I've got to learn to be a better rebounder. He has a tendency at times to wait for the ball to come to him rather than going and ripping it down off the glass. At his size, he should be a double-figure rebounder.
2 for 2 for Watkins. And a 4-point lead for the Redbirds at Redbird Arena in Normal. Stay with us on Fox Sports Net. UIC is 3 of 16, not even 19%. And Cappy, the maddening thing about it is
good looks.
They're getting good looks.
Absolutely. They've had opportunities. Ian Hanoven's had 3 or 4 shots down on the block. Bryant Notary had an opportunity inside. They have just missed good, clean shot opportunities.
We've seen Kyle Cartmill struggle and Jason Ayers as well, and I think confidence is really a problem for both of those guys right now. Mitchell from beyond the arc. He kisses the front of the iron, and Anton Collins waves it down.
Nice hustle.
Great look for Little, and he drops the tray.
Well, as bad as they have shot the ball, the Flames, it's a 1-point game, and we're halfway through half number 1 in a very tough place to play on the road.
They've had double the shots. They've had 18-9. The problem for Illinois State is the Redbirds have turned the ball over 8 times, UIC twice.
Real nice job by Anton Collins right now, denying the ball to L.B. Murdoch on the low post.
Tyrone Brown kisses it back to Cartmill. Shot clock was running down below 10. Collins reaches in around Murdoch and fouls him. Dick Nagy, one of Jimmy Collins' assistants, told these guys yesterday, if you do nothing else, there's Dick right there, if you do nothing else, do not let them have the ball at the top of the key.
That's where they like to enter everything. I mean, we've seen 4 or 5 opportunities already where they've tried to pass into the post from the top of the key. They enter a lot of their sets from out top. Some teams like to take the ball down to the wing. Others like to take the ball on a dribble penetration. Illinois State likes that high-low entry pass.
Jimmy Collins doing a little working on the official himself, and Murdoch drops a pair. And State's lead is back to 3 points as we pass the midpoint of the first half. Leonard Walker pops it along the baseline. Great leader for Walker, who had a great night the other night. Led this team with 7 points off the bench, and he blocked 3 shots. Cartmill gallops into the lane. Now from Murdoch to Riley, and he kisses it home over Collins.
Well, another high-low entry, a good catch by Sean Riley, and Anton Collins caught on the backside. There's no way you're going to handle a 7-footer down that low.
Corey Little very nearly got another great look, but Tyrone Brown closed on him. Now Ayers gets a good look, and he comes up with Air. Little the follow. It's a 1-point game.
I told you early in the game, Illinois State's flat-footed. They're just standing around. We're not seeing the spring in their step like we do with the Flames. There's another opportunity to clean up the glass, and they don't get it done, and UIC capitalizes.
Meantime, though, back at the ranch, Jason Ayers has got the basketball equivalent of the yips, and Sean Riley was fouled by Leonard Walker, the junior out of Lanphier High School in Springfield. His 7 points and 3 blocks at Southern in 22 minutes of playing time, which is a lot for him.
All right, this is the last basket from Sean Riley. We'll take a look at it after the free throw. You take a look at the high-low entry pass and how tough he is to stop down low at 7 feet. Here comes the pass again from the top of the key. Anton Collins is in no man's land. Doesn't know where to go. He's caught on the other side, and Riley scores it. When you can catch the ball that close and have decent hands, you're going to score a lot of points.
Sean Riley was a starter earlier in the season. Now he hits them both off the line, but Murdoch comes into the starting lineup because Riley doesn't assert himself, and assert themselves the Redbirds do with full court pressure. Anton Collins was in trouble, but he got a bump and he drew a foul.
He got bailed out by a foul, body foul, trapped on the baseline in the corner. Illinois State does a nice job in their press package. They really get aggressive with it, and there they've just caused a turnover.
Ryan Crowley was called for the foul. Watch Cartmill. He doesn't watch. He's got a little hop step going.
A tough matchup inside. Leonard Walker and L.D. Murdoch. That's not a good matchup for the Flames.
Collins does a great job of fronting. Crowley fouled off the ball. Oh, wait a minute. I think one of the officials, Steve Olson, thought that Kevin Stallings had called for time.
Let's see what we've got here. Technical foul on UIC on Jimmy Collins.
Jimmy Collins, exactly right. He is absolutely livid because Olson calls time. Stallings pops up and says, I didn't call time. So Olson says, okay, Redbird's ball. And Mount St. Jimmy exploded.
Jimmy was livid. You could tell Jimmy's demeanor was different coming into the arena tonight. He is very focused on this game because of the embarrassing loss on Monday night.
He's tired of staying up nights. And lately, with the losses they've absorbed at Southern Illinois and also at Michigan State just a week and a half ago, he's the kind of guy, he'll nod off for about a half an hour. He'll be up the rest of the night.
Well, I don't know what Jimmy said, as we've got a steal out of Leonard Walker.
Goes to the rack and draws the foul, and that's something that the Flames have got to do a better job of. Okay, so you take it one case at a time, and Walker did well.
Well, there's a nice job by Leonard Walker. Good anticipation. Steals the pass intended for L.D. Murdoch, controls his dribble, goes up, and there comes the contact. I don't know what Jimmy said, but Steve Olson, the official, very good official, is not the guy that called the technical. Kevin Stallings popped up and immediately said, I did not ask for a timeout. So Steve Olson was going to give the ball back to the Redbirds. Jimmy said something to another official, and that official slapped him with the tee. I think Jimmy's entitled to an explanation on what was going on, but again, I don't know what he said to the other official.
Walker splits the difference. He is a 62% free throw shooter. Front court scoring, something to think about on the break. 16-4 Redbirds. Stages of the first half at Redbird Arena. Cappy, what Collins did is what a good coach will do to get his guys going.
Absolutely, try and get things back where he feels he's more in control. He didn't like the fact that one official gave a timeout to Illinois State and it said, oh, you didn't call it, and another official didn't give him an explanation, and you can read lips, I'm sure, put the kids to bed. And Jimmy was upset.
Another
official came in and said, technical foul. But Jimmy gets his guys to notice. I'm in there fighting for you.
Flames with some full court pressure of their own. Kevin Stallings said it's about taking care of the basketball.
Well, I'll tell you
9 turnovers.
Watch Leonard Walker, how hard he works. He gets up the passing lane, does a good job defensively. May not be the biggest or strongest guy, but look how hard he works.
Shot clock inside 10. And Cartmill drains the bomb. Kyle Cartmill, only a 31% three-point shooter. He has adjusted his shot recently and has paid off. He has scored 29 points the last 2 games coming into this one.
Well, they call him the Reverend. He was a member of the All-Missouri Valley bench team last year, and now he's getting an opportunity to start tonight, but he's a very good player. Strong for a guard. He squatted 460 pounds, second only to Leroy Watkins on this team.
So Stallings is keys, taking care of the ball. Oh, nice strip by Murdoch as Walker goes to the rack.
Well, L.D. Murdoch just ate that one up big time.
They haven't taken care of the ball, 9 turnovers, but he said it's also about rebounding, and they've got 12. Actually, it has been a while. Early on, it was about a 10-2 advantage for Illinois State. UIC has closed that gap. Riley, the baby hook.
Well, another situation, Anton Collins caught on the backside. You can't play behind a guy who's 7 feet tall when you're giving away 2 or 3 inches. He has got to work harder on the low post, defending Sean Riley and trying to keep the entry pass from getting in there. 3-point opportunity for UIC.
Yes, indeed, the basket will count.
Well, that's a great catch and score. That is a tough play. Here comes the to give and to go, and nobody recognizes. Kyle Cartmill's a day late and $1 short, hits the deck. That is an outstanding catch and score from Anton Collins.
Flames coaches have been beside themselves with their lack of production from their post players. Anton Collins is a different man in here tonight, and what he just did is an example of that. That breaks up a 9-1 run in the Redbirds' favor and gives Collins a chance to make it a 6-point ball game, which he is unable to. Collins only now 3 out of 5 on the year. See, you can tell just by his numbers, 3 out of 5. Big guy like that ought to be going to the line more than 5 times.
He's got to be more aggressive.
What a shot. Wow. That's Victor Williams.
That is a big-time play inside. By the way, Victor Williams wears number 3 because there's 3 people in his family. And he said they all, him, his sister, and his mom, were all important. I wear number 3.
Out of Kansas City, Kansas, Corey Little brings rain and scores the 3.
Listen, he's the guy that has to step up and provide more offense. He was an all-state player, honorable mention All-American when he was recruited to UIC, but he's had problems with asthma, and he really hasn't contributed much.
Corey Little is now 4 of 4. He's got 2 tonight. He's 4 of 4 on the season from beyond the arc. And here come the Flames again off the steal. Walker, candy from a baby, nice dish.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin Stallings is going to run sequences like that back and challenge his guys because that's just lack of concentration and lack of effort. Outstanding recognition by UIC, but Illinois State looked awful in that sequence.
Jason Ayers is showing a little bit more at the point, too. As Tyrese Bryson goes to the hole and is out-uglied. Actually, Corey Little out-uglies Sean Riley in the scrum at the baseline. But Ayers has been challenged by his coaches to remember that this is not a pretty game. Sometimes you just got to take what's given and not make the best pass in the world, although this is pretty sweet.
That's a big-time pass. Nice job, but nobody recognizes. How many white jerseys are standing around watching the play? No one recognizes.
Riley and Little strong with the rebound. UIC has answered Illinois State's 9-1 run with one of 7-2. Sweet pass by Collins, and Little is 3 of 3 tonight.
I'll tell you what, Kevin Stallings needs to get a timeout, chew somebody out, because there's no recognition going on defensively.
What was a 9-point lead just a moment ago is now a single point. Jason Cardo's giving Watkins a problem. Jordan Cardos comes off the bench and is called for grabbing Watkins, but he had a great sandwich job going there with Anton Collins.
Well, trapping the post is one way of trying to utilize a lack of size. You know you're outmanned, so trap the post. Very aggressive defense inside. You're going to commit more fouls that way when you dig down and trap the post with active hands, but you're also going to limit scoring for the other team.
10th team foul against UIC puts the Redbirds in the super bonus. 2 shots for every common foul.
I would say we got a heck of a ball game going here.
We certainly do. And after what we sat through at Southern Illinois the other night, exactly right. Thank goodness for that on Fox Sports. Harry Truman from Kansas, he was. Well, L.D. Murdoch is from Columbus, Kansas. Remember Harry S. Truman? There was no period after the S, and that stood for nothing?
Correct.
I think we got something going.
There you go.
Do you sense a trend?
Little hook up there.
Ayers to Jordan Cardos, coast to coast. From Kevin Stallings' spot on the Illinois State bench, and UIC will get another crack at it.
Jordan Cardos, an outstanding shooter.
They did not, however, get a fresh 35. Started this sequence with 22. Notre back after an extended absence.
Jordan Cardos and Joe Hine of Illinois State both played at Glenbrook North up in North.
Notre drains the long deuce. and brings the Flames back to within one. Their problem has been the last couple of times down the floor they've not been able to get over that hump. Williams starts to run inside on Ayers. Watkins, little turnaround, it's good.
He's tough. He's trying to fire his guys up to play harder.
At practice, it is clear, and indeed Cardo's got the elbow in on Cartmill and is called for the offensive foul.
Now, we had one official calling a foul on Illinois-Chicago, the other calling one on Illinois State, and the one on Illinois State is going to be the one that stands. There's a foul there with an offensive call, but the other official comes from the backside and says, no, I got to hold inside first.
Off the ball.
Those are the breaks you got to have to win on the road.
Well, and that's one, I'll tell you something, that is a point of emphasis this year from the NCAA Rules Committee. Contact off the ball. Jordan Cardos looking for somebody along the baseline. The pass is tipped out of bounds by, I believe, Leroy Watkins. Ayers gets a pretty good look, and he finally hits a shot. Jason Ayers, 1 of 5, and the Flames are back within a single point. Interesting note that Tyrese Bryson, who is the Redbirds' leading scorer at 18 points a game, is 0 for 3. UIC ball again.
Well, Jeff Wilburn, who was fine assistant here for many years, also coached Jason Kidd and other guys at Cal, was one of the guys instrumental in getting Tyrese Bryson in Illinois State. And talking with him yesterday, he said, you mark it down, that kid is going to be one of the better guards to come through ISU.
I think that's a rookie mistake right there. Victor Williams did not need to commit that foul. And that's the kind of thing that Kevin Stallings was hoping he could let the guy sit on the bench a little bit and watch it. Notary in for just a minute or so, and he's right back out again.
Those are the mistakes you have to learn and grow from and become the type of team that they can be. They've got great talent in Illinois State, but as you said, you're trying to retool and get guys to learn their roles.
Ayers hits the first.
55,
Ayers shooting 71% on charity. Now here's a guy who at Southern Illinois had but missed a number of open looks. For the big guys, Notary and Hanneman.
Get some pressure out of UIC as they try and keep controlling the tempo and forcing Illinois State into mistakes.
Hey, and UIC's got the lead now on the pair by Ayers, and the ball is on the floor and a held ball, and this time the arrow is in the Redbirds' favor. UIC has outscored Illinois State 17-6.
Well, when the defense forces the change, you get the held ball going to Illinois-Chicago.
All right, here's another rule change. A held ball initiated by the defense is awarded to the defense.
Right. Doesn't matter which way the possession arrow is pointing. Right now it's pointing to Illinois State. But it doesn't matter. If the defense forces it, that's why it goes to the defending team, Illinois-Chicago.
Cardos gets a little bit lucky as Leroy Watkins slapped the ball right back to him. And before the shot, foul is called off the ball against UIC. I think Farmer's going to get the call.
I think it's going to be Farmer with an illegal screen.
UIC foul is on 34, Steve Farmer. That's his second.
Very important for UIC, as well as they've played. They've got the shooting percentage up to 44%. Very important that they play well here the final 2 minutes. You don't want to see 18 minutes of solid work go down the drain on a big run for the Redbirds and get that crowd energized.
Steve Farmer mentioned that he walked on 6'6". Jimmy Collins, he's the leading field goal shooter on this club. Jimmy Collins said if he were 2 inches taller, I'd really brag.
He was 2 inches taller. I'll tell you what, that young man had been recruited by everybody.
Ian Hanneman takes his place, and a 20-second call, timeout is called.
That's a great call
by UIC.
That's a veteran call. That getting your guys under control and saying, look at the clock, 1:59 to go. We have got to maximize our possessions and take care of the basketball. Let's get in the locker room. We'll regroup. We'll get energized, and we'll come back out and win this basketball game. But you don't want to squander things in the final 2 minutes.
Redbirds are perfect tonight.
from the line, 12 of 12. And Illinois, Chicago, 3 of 5 at the line.
It's one thing Stallings has liked about what his team has done. They've done a pretty good job of getting to the line. They've taken 260 free throws compared to 187 for the other guys collectively coming into this, their 12th game. Dangerous pass, a lot of air. Little is there. Airs over the big guy. Collins the rebound.
Real nice job by Anton Collins to keep the possession alive. Now you run some clock, you get everybody a touch and see if you can get a good shot opportunity.
Cardos does a nice job of protecting the ball as Cartmill does his darndest to get it away from him. Shot clock to 10. Cardos from the corner can't get it to drop, and Watkins comes away with it.
Illinois State needs to look down on the post and see if they get Leroy Watkins the basketball game.
Cartmill's trade, back of the iron. Cardos' long rebound, top of the key, 3-on-2. Hannafin in dangerous territory off the weak side, and Cardos another chance and an instant replay. Watkins the rebound.
Jordan's got to knock that shot down. That is a shot that Jordan Cardos has to make. He's here because he's an outstanding shooter.
Half of UIC's rebounds tonight. Three-point shot is good for Tyrese Bryson. There's the leading scorer stepping up when they need him.
I tell you, that kid is going to be one of the best guards to ever come through this program. He's quick, he can score, he can do so many things.
UIC has recognized opportunities on the weak side. Their last couple of times down the floor haven't been able to convert on the shot. There's about a 1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Ayers makes a nice move on Bryson, but he bites off more than he can chew. Tried to go up over too much, and Crowley at the buzzer falls short, and Illinois State's lead holds it 34-30. But a spirited effort by the Flames, and we have got ourselves a dandy through 20 minutes.
Had a heck of a first half. Bryant Notary is going to be the key guy in the second half. They're going to have to continue to rebound well, Illinois, Chicago. Illinois State's going to have to take care of the ball better. Bryant Notary could be the difference if he can step up and have one of those patented offensive games.
Coming up at halftime, conversation with a link to the Flames' glory past. Anthony Coombs will be with us at Redbird Arena. Stay with us on Fox Sports Net. I can give you 2 words, one for each side, that would really sum up the first half. Actually, 3 words. One for Illinois State, that's turnovers. And for UIC, poor shooting, David, comes right to mind.
Well, UIC started so slow in terms of their shot opportunities. They missed some easy shots. Ian Hannafin inside missed a couple opportunities. Bryant Notary missed a couple stickbacks. But then they got on that run. Bryant hit a couple of threes. They really got energized after Jimmy's tee. And I think the team has played very well so far for 20 minutes. They've got to do a better job on the glass.
One guy who has been impressive, I think, also is the guy at the point, Jason Ayers. He continues to struggle shooting the basketball, but I think he's doing a better job of just running the offense.
Yeah, they seem to be more in tune with what Jimmy wants. There's a spring in their step. I'm really disappointed in expected a lot out of Illinois State. They're a step slow to the basketball. Really thought they played a lackluster 20 minutes, and UIC played very well up to the final minute and a half or so when they missed a couple of free throws, and then there was the three-point opportunity.
We'll be in conversation in a moment with the guy who's placed Jason. UIC is in much better shape tonight than they were at halftime on Monday at Southern Illinois. It's a 4-point lead as UIC closes late and erases what had been a 9-point deficit, and everybody's in the Christmas spirit. All kinds of caps. We got Santa Claus up on the concourse doing some face painting, and I'll tell you what, we for a time in the first half had UIC painting this town red as we go to our first half highlights and take a look at the way it went down the first 20.
Well, Ryan Crowley's got Illinois State going offensively. Nice little addition inside, a scoop and a score, and then Leroy Watkins, a heck of a catch and score out of the big man. The left-hander scores it. Corey Little got hot, really got things going for UIC, got him on a 17-9 run with a 3. Sean Riley, though, the 7-footer, very tough to stop inside. And then Leonard Walker played very well defensively. Good give and go for the hoop. Therese Bryson, the leading scorer for Illinois State, relatively quiet, Brian, in the first half, but he buried a long-distance tray there.
Shooting percentage better than it was, but still not what UIC needs. 59% for Illinois State, but all those turnovers really limited the number of shots. We talked about their perfection from the free throw line. Rebounding, they have control.
Well, you look at 12 turnovers, 6 by Kyle Cartmill. I guarantee you Kevin Stallings is going to be very loud with his guys at halftime and try and get them focused to get off to a good start here in the second half.
Corey Little has 11 points. He's perfect, 4 of 4, 3 of those. So Corey Little with 11 points. He is perfect tonight, but his mates are a combined 8 of 27. There's how it breaks down individually. Circle Bryant Notre's situation, 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting. Once again, Notre having trouble getting involved in the flow of the offense for the Flames.
Well, he wasn't on the court as much as I thought he would be in the first half. He's a guy that you've got to have as your primary scorer every time you come out. But 2 fouls. Jimmy wanted to keep him out of foul trouble. You take a look at the scoring leaders. Leroy Watkins, 8 points. He's got to be more involved in the second half. He's a guy that, with the way things stack up in this game, his size advantage, he's got to touch the ball every time down in a half-court game.
Watkins is 2 of 2, but 2 chances is not really the recipe. As a matter of fact, Illinois State, when he gets 10 or more shots, the Redbirds are 4-0. Bryant Notre played but 8 minutes in the first half. Maybe Jimmy Collins is making good on his threat in practice a week or so ago. He said, hey, you know what, I don't want to have to do this because I need it. Contact blocking foul is called on Notre. So in a hurry, he's got 3 as he makes contact with Bryson. But Jimmy Collins said, you know what, I need him, but if I've got to bench him to make a point to the other guys, I'll do it.
Well, there's the foul out in the wing. Bryant didn't move his feet quick enough and got caught up defending on the perimeter. That is a ticky-tack foul. It's the right call, but you can't get your third like that.
Another steal, and Jason Ayers takes it the length of the floor, and he scores.
Again, poor recognition by Illinois State. Nice job by Jason Ayers, under control, and scores in the lane.
By the way, it was not Cartmill with 6 turnovers. It was young Vic Williams, who's got the ball right now. Ayers in his face. They corrected that at the scorer's table as we began the second half. Watkins in and out. And look at the move. He goes back after the ball, and Notre let it go because he thought it was off white, but it was not off blue. That's the kind of thing that'll drive a coach nuts, especially with a staff that has been on their guys to really, hey, get bloody a little bit. Dive to the floor. And Bryson takes advantage of the second chance.
Nice job recognition-wise by Therese Bryson. He caught it, knew there was no defender around, and quickly, with a good release, scored a jumper on the baseline.
So the 4-point lead, Notre on the baseline. Flames fans guarantee you they're hoping that he heats up here in the second half.
He's the key in the second half. Rebounding inside. Watkins. Yes, indeed. Telling you, Brian, Leroy Watkins is a big-time player. He's got to touch the ball in the scoring area more in a half-court game. Give him the ball and get out of his way. There's 4 blue shirts, and nobody can stop him.
Look at the emotion, too. He's a big yapper in practice. Interesting, though. In the preseason, he converts the 3-point play and makes it a 5-point game. The preseason, all the players fill out questionnaires for the media guide. And he said, if there were one word to describe myself, it would be lovable. Notre!
Nice job by UIC. Push the tempo and give themselves an easy basket.
My goodness, he blew past Watkins like he was standing still and then undressed the last man. That one is for the highlight films. Vic Williams, not quite so flashy, but he stops, pops, and drops. Watkins reaches in, takes the ball away from Notre. Mitchum misses everything. The rebound for Farmer. Taken off the glass by Murdoch. I think he cleared Hanneman out of there with his elbows. Good look. Murdoch, a leaner off the glass, and suddenly it's a 7-point lead.
Well, good job by Illinois State. More patience there. They were looking for Leroy Watkins, and that got L.D. Murdoch free because everyone's so focused on the low post.
Murdoch with Watkins, the co-leaders in the rebounding department at 5.5 a game. Murdoch has got 7 and was bidding for his 8th, but he tips the ball out of bounds to the Flames.
UIC takes a
22nd timeout for UIC.
Corey Little is dealing with asthma. And in fact, I believe he's going to see a specialist here in the next day or so. As is Joel Bullock.
Yes.
But Corey Little also deals with that. I was talking with a couple of the coaches before the game. They said Corey's having some trouble with his breathing. He was out at the back door, apparently getting some air at halftime. He's playing more minutes tonight.
Speaking of air, I want to take a look at the amount of air that was underneath Bryant Notary here.
Well, he blows past Leroy Watkins. I mean, speed is not his forte, and look at that. That is a highlight reel jam.
You know what's interesting about that, Cappy? His speed is deceptive. If you look at this team run in practice, Notary is often one of the fastest guys, but he doesn't get there huffing and puffing. He's not a sprinter.
He cruises.
He just cruises. That's exactly right. Illinois State shooting this half 4 of 5, UIC 3 of 6. Well, that took 2 seconds off the shot clock. Mitchum barely beats the 5 count.
Good job by Bryant Notary.
Good save by Jason Ayers. Took a little hop step. Some of the fans here wanted a traveling call.
Bryant Notary had somewhat of a look. He was a good job to reset the offense.
Hanneman goes into triple coverage, and he lucks out. He gets the ball back. Rejected by Riley, and Farmer's got it.
See, again, all the loose balls are going UIC's way.
Shot clock inside 10, and Notary spins one down.
UIC's doing a good job keeping this within arm's reach because Illinois State is starting to assert themselves with their size difference inside.
They've also made a couple of things happen on the weak side this half. Riley, one-handed. Farmer in there battling. Crowley gets the rebound, and he is fouled by Farmer.
Well, Riley caught the ball down on the block, and I think Bryant Notary was unsure as Kevin Stallings lets Victor Williams have an earful. But there goes the pass into the low post. Bryant Notary's unsure. Do I trap it? Do I trap it? So he just makes a token effort at it. And that gives Riley a shot opportunity and also creates an offensive rebound inside for Crowley. If you're going to trap the post, then get down and trap the post. Otherwise, defend your man out on the wing.
The foul call was against John Pierre Mitchum. That is his 3rd. Crowley, a 74% free throw shooter, and he bags both here. Reestablishes a 7-point lead for the Redbirds.
These next couple of minutes are huge for the Flames because a 7-point lead, you're on the road, you're coming off a blowout loss. You got to keep this thing where you're right in the ball game.
Crowley closes well on Notary, spins into the lane, he goes up, and he is fouled as he does so. He'll shoot 2.
He's so much more active tonight, Bryant Notary. The other night he stood around, and Jimmy Collins said he was calling him buzzard, waiting only on things dead to be out there to happen for him. He said, you got to go out and kill something, make something happen. And there's some real nice aggressiveness by Bryant Notary, getting himself a couple of free throw opportunities.
Check this out. Bryant Notary walks in here after sitting out last season, transferring from the U of I, and all of a sudden he's got the whole team on his shoulders, and he says, hey, I'm not used to that. He says, now we'll get it done, but this is tougher than I thought it would be. The other thing is, let's consider, he's now playing on the wing. He was not a perimeter player at Simeon High School or at Illinois. Look at the scramble here as Ayers goes to the floor and tries to make something happen, but an odd man break for Illinois State. Williams into the lane, and he traveled with it.
Another turnover out of Victor Williams.
So a 5-point lead for Illinois State. UIC with a chance to close. The Flames have got the ball. He hosts Butler, and again, Butler was taking the measure tonight of Florida State, no less. Bryant Notary has extended his free throw streak to 13. Illinois State is 15 of 15 from the line tonight. That is a new Redbird Arena record. Hanneman follows his own shot and gets the rebound. He and Farmer are Jimmy Collins' Warriors, and Mitchum can't quite get the shot to drop. Farmer was fouled underneath by Riley.
Real good aggressiveness again by the Flames. Get a clean look from 15, but hard work on the glass. When you're 7 feet tall, you need to just lay a body on somebody and say, no, this one's mine, rather than commit the foul.
Ayers drives and drops the shot.
Well, he has played so much better tonight than he did Monday in Southern Illinois. A bit of a trap.
Jason Ayers has 8 points now on 3 of 9 shooting. Notru's got 12. Corey Little hasn't played. Williams bombs!
Nice job to pass out of the post by Leroy Watkins. But again, if you're going to trap the post, trap the post. Not aggressive enough when you go down to the block with a double team, and that created the pass out of the post to the 3.
Now, Notre got a rub from Farmer, but the ball comes out. Let's see what the call is. Possession arrow favors UIC, and this is your basic loose ball, held ball. Earlier in the first half, we're talking about the rules change, and you sit there and you think, well, wait a minute. Most held balls are initiated by the defense.
Correct.
Well, not necessarily so.
Right.
Because every now and then, if you've got a loose one laying out there.
Right. Nobody has possession. It's a loose ball. That's when they use the possession arrow.
J.P. Mitchum, he's got a nice touch on those inbound passes. Notre spins on Crowley and can't get it to drop.
Nice rebound out of Leroy Watkins. That's his 7th of the ball game.
Murdoch. Long deuce, can't get it to fall underneath. Watkins pushed off.
Yep. A lot of contact inside. Kevin Stallings doesn't like the call, nor does Leroy Watkins, and he has some words for a couple of Flames.
Well, he's got to remember now, if there was one word to describe him, it's lovable.
Well, that's a shot that L.D. Murdoch has got to knock down. And there's the contact by Leroy Watkins inside. Tough call. You're right, they call him lovable. He wasn't lovable going up the floor.
Mitchum had a half of a look. Cartmill closed nicely. Hanneman just is having a little trouble finishing. And when you've got a guy like Murdoch in your face, it's that much harder. Look at that. Wow. Williams very nearly finished that shot. That sucker nearly went down. Foul on Ayers.
Well, here he kicks it into a second gear. Boom! Goes right by Jason Ayers. And there's your foul contact.
The grab was before the shot. Ayers steals. The look was inside for Brown.
Another turnover by Kyle Cartmill. I believe that's his 8th in the ball game.
3-point shot is good for Mitchum. UIC is within 3. Williams is dished to Cartmill for 3.
Well, that's what Cartmill's in the game for. It's not his playmaking, it's ability. It's his ability to knock down threes. Got a good, clean look, straight up and buried it.
Last couple of games, he was at 42% beyond the arc, and tonight he's 2 out of 3. Hanneman again with Murdoch slapping at the ball. He just can't finish. Neither can Farmer, and Watkins takes it away.
Well, when you're playing it among the trees, look out. L.D. Murdoch says, I'm a big guy, and when I run, you reward me. And they got him the basketball, and he scored it. When you're a smaller guy going up against the tree zone at the other end, just go up and take the shot. Don't look for the shot blocker.
Yeah, L.D. also ran down the floor with a nice little smile on his face. He's very pleased at what they just pulled off, and boom, boom, boom. Look at now, Flames, you're down 8. Notre. In tennis, they call that an unforced error, and then he is tackled by Farmer.
That's the 4th team foul on Illinois, Chicago. Now, when a big guy gets out and runs, you better reward him. Boom, great pass to L.D. Murdoch. Good catch and score. Very mobile for a guy 6'9".
Hannafin is out of the lineup, and Anton Collins is in. Let's see, Williams takes the circle route to slow it down just a little bit and get the offense started. Look at J.P. Mitchell working hard with those arms, trying to slap the ball away, and the rebound for Collins off of Murdoch's miss. No shot. Murdoch. Whistle.
Murdoch his second. That's the 14th foul against the Redbirds.
UIC is using so many players they cannot fit Anton Collins onto the computer screen.
They've got everybody.
Well, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 guys. You got to put them all on your board. Because right now, the way things are going, Jimmy Collins is never sure from night to night, sometimes moment to moment, which ones he's going to use. Jordan Cardos is back. Ayers, tough shot. Had the man right in his face. Inside Collins baseline. No, Farmer, beauty on the reverse.
Real nice pass again. Inside, Farmer let the traffic clear and made the reverse slam. Now you get Farmer for a steal and a jam. Or a foul.
And that will be an intentional.
No, I think they're just going to call it a two-shot foul. Just a two-shot foul. Fans wanted to steal or just out of bounds, but they're going to get the two-shot foul. Nice job on the trap. Kyle Cartmill was looking for the screen, got some help, but didn't see the steal coming, and that's what created the opportunity. One more look at it. Here comes the screen, there comes the steal. Two blue jerseys converge and make the play. Wonder what was going through his mind as he's going up. Should I do the 360 or the Jordan lean in?
Now Cartmill came down there and punched it. He did get all ball. He fisted it down. He got none of Farmer's body. Steve Farmer, just a 58% free throw shooter. I'll tell you, this shooting thing is what hurt the Flames in the long run. He splits the difference, but UIC is 7 of 18 from the field. Illinois State, 7 of 11. And that has been a major piece of the difference, but the Flames are within 5 at Redbird Arena. Stay with us. You want to see a perfect example of what UIC's coaches were practically begging their guys to do?
Well, they say to somebody, please step up on the low post and work hard, defend and rebound. Look at Anton Collins. That is how you play post defense and you box out. That one segment is all Jimmy's asking from his centers. And he got it right there from Anton Collins.
UIC has kept this game as close as it has by forcing the 16 turnovers from Illinois State, because they're shooting not even 39%, 38.8. They've taken 49 shots to 28 for the Redbirds.
Good action on the low post. Collins working real hard.
Brown and Riley inside to Murdoch.
Real nice job here. Anton Collins is working hard. Again, another high-low entry pass out of the Illinois State offense. And Anton Collins got caught up on the wrong side of L.D. Murdoch. There goes the pass over the top. Nothing you could do but hold.
Bryson. Nice finish to make it a 7-point ball game. Collins, the sophomore out of Leyden High School, Leyden Township. You know, he was 1 of 6 the other night at Southern Illinois, and Ayers loses the ball. Now there's how you get yourself a floor burn and make your coach happy. Victor Williams provides Exhibit A, but the Flames get it back.
And they have corrected at the scorer's table. It is Kyle Cartmill now with the 6 turnovers.
Mitchell rejected. Transition opportunity. Tyrone Brown takes his first shot of the night and he scores to give Illinois State a 9-point advantage.
big possession here for the Flames. They've got to come down and get everybody involved in the offense, and they got to get Bryant Notary back in the game.
Holding foul off the ball. And Notary must have hurt
Williams.
Notary, they must have hurt you on the UIC bench, because here comes Notary.
Well, he's got to be in the ball game for UIC to have a chance to win this thing down the stretch. We're down to the final 10 minutes. This is where a veteran scorer has got to take over.
Both teams are now
Crowd doesn't like the call, but they are bumping Bryant Notary as much as they can out on the perimeter. Good call.
Tyrone Brown. That's his third. 17th foul, puts UIC into the 1-on-1 bonus.
Hands all over Bryant Notary. Fans don't like it, but that's why the officials make the big money, because they're down here and know how to make the call.
Notary drops the first. Now, take a look at Sean Riley. Can we lower the shot on him just a little bit? Yeah, there you go. Size 20s, baby.
Fucking water skiing those things. Wow. Size 20.
And Notary,
Here comes some pressure.
stays perfect. He's made 15 consecutive, 4 of 4 tonight.
Here comes a trap.
TJ Mixon is on the floor, along with Tyree Monroe.
Tyree Monroe was looking for the trap, but Illinois State did a nice job to break pressure.
Williams over Mixon.
Good rebound by
Battles
Bryant
in and out, and
Notary.
is strong. Yes, indeed. He flashed in front of him, man, to take that away. So UIC with a chance to cut it to 5 or 4. Cardos. Boy, it's a wonder Riley didn't knock him flat down. Cardos throws the ball up. Not a pretty looking shot. Now Notary battles underneath. That's going to be UIC ball, as Brown was the last to touch.
That was a tough shot by Jordan Cardos to shoot over a 7-footer. That arcing shot, Bryant Notary. I told you in the open, I really believe for Illinois-Chicago to win the game, he's going to have to be a warrior on the glass over bigger people. Did another good job on the offensive boards.
Anton Collins, nice finish.
Good catch and score. See if we get a trap again here.
TJ Mixon out of Thornwood High School. Tyree Monroe out of Rantoul by way of Vincennes Junior College. They're on the floor for the first time. Corey Little had 11 points in the first half. He has not come off the bench in the second for UIC.
May have had some trouble breathing. I don't know for sure, but we were told he was outside trying to get some air at halftime.
That is one of a couple of issues that he's got. They've also discovered he has got a pretty significant impairment of vision in his right eye. Can you imagine doing some of the things that he did as a prep player at Addison Trail? And then he comes here and they find out he can't see all that well?
And has a problem breathing. It tells you how much ability the young man has.
Well, you know, and as well as Jason Ayers has played tonight, this is to take nothing away, but Jimmy Collins really wants to get Joel Bullock onto the floor. Sophomore out of South Shore High School. Spent some time just up the road on the other side of the Eisenhower at Malcolm X College. He's had, a matter of fact, has not been able to play now. This is the third night after suffering a severe asthma attack last week in Chicago, but the coaches would like to try to develop him at the point. Redbirds up 5. Tyree Monroe on the wing, goes inside, can't finish, but at least the coaches will say he made the move inside. They want him to be stronger to and around the basket.
Good aggressive move to the basket. Those are shots you have got to convert, though. When you get opportunities that close, you've got to convert them.
He's only shooting 24% from the field. Handling the ball out high, then to Bryson, back of the iron. Cardos springs Collins. Williams is back 3 on 1. Mixon.
Real nice job by Illinois-Chicago, recognizing the change from defense to offense, and Anton Collins caught the ball. Big guys don't know what to do with it out there. And he quickly found a guard. Bryant Notary set up the layup.
3-point game. Collins, nice close to force the air ball by Brown. hard work can sometimes get you opportunities like that. And you know, the great thing about it is that Tyree Monroe was calling for the ball.
Well, he says, give me the basketball. I can catch it out on the wing. And there he takes it in on L.D. Murdoch and goes to the line for 2 free throws. I told Jimmy before the game, I thought this was a statement game, and he said that's what he's talked with his guys about. This is one of the character games. You get blown out badly at Southern Illinois, and you challenge your guys. Are you going to respond, or are you going to lay down?
Tyree Monroe, you know, in some ways, the typical JUCO story, wholesale changes off of Stallings' bench. Guy comes in and sometimes complains a little bit, hey, the coaches aren't letting me play my game. Coaches are trying to say to these guys, and not just Monroe, you've got to have the confidence that what we're trying to tell you is the way that you're going to play and win. Monroe converts the second. He is now all of 8 of 22 on the season. Flames within a deuce.
Right on the floor for the Illinois State-Illinois-Chicago game.
Oh, no, he won't have to tell. A lot of his friends just saw
right now.
That's exactly right.
He's got better perks than you do.
On Riley, off of Cardos. Jordan Cardos tried to talk the official John Higgins into calling it Blues way, but nothing doing. Good call by Higgins.
Now, number 21 into the game for Illinois State is Sean Jepson. He's going to inbound the ball. I guess you'd say he's an okay scorer. He had 51 as a junior in the Class A championship game.
That's, hey, you know what, on the line, and if it wasn't on the line, that might have been a travel call. Hey, think about this now. All the talent in this state last year, guys like Richardson, guys like Corey Maggette, and this guy was number 4 in the state in the voting for Mr. Basketball at Spring Valley Hall.
He's a big-time player. He's an honors student. And I remember I was doing the IHSA package, and we watched the championship game. We got done doing the third-place game in Class A, sat and watched that game. He never missed. He kept knocking down shot after shot, and they lost in overtime, but he had 51 points.
Oh, Collins, and we are tied.
7:18 to go, and we're back to 0-0. Another good catch and score. A coming-out party for Anton Collins.
Watkins responds for the Redbirds.
Now, why isn't he getting the ball more in the low post? Every time he touches it, something good happens. The last 2 times he's touched it, he's had a hoop, and he also kicked one out for a 3, and he gets to the free throw line.
Notre double teamed, which means somebody is open. Carlos gets a rub from Monroe. Jepson is right there to meet him, and a pushing foul is called. And the Flames are going to go to the line. Yes, indeed. And Bryant Notre came over, and he slapped hands with Jordan Cardos. He said, way to go, man. Gave him a big smile. This, regardless of the outcome of this game,
it's been a huge statement for UIC.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. To come in here and play a team that is better than Southern Illinois is a team that is picked by some people to win the Valley, coming off an NCAA appearance and where they beat Tennessee. To come in here and play this well is a big statement about Jimmy Collins as a head coach and the character of his guys. Get a look there, Jason Ayers, Jimmy Collins.
This is a guy now that you want at the line if you're Jimmy Collins. He's an 83% free throw shooter, and he ties the ball game again. Jimmy Collins compares his potential, especially defensively, to that of Doug Altenberger, who bled a lot at the University of Illinois. Doug, you could probably conduct a clinic on floor burns. Crowley, Notre shuts him down. Crowley takes it into the lane. Now Watkins on Collins. This ought to be interesting. More interesting for the Flames, but now here's a mistake. Collins and Cardos battle and allow Riley to come in and get the held ball, which favors Illinois State.
That's one you've got to come up with the defensive rebound. You get a tough shot from Leroy Watkins. You got a hand up, body contact. He misses the 6-footer, and then there's 2 guys in blue fighting for him. And it leads to an Illinois State basket.
Tyree Bryson puts the Redbirds back by a deuce. He's got 11. Ryan Notre can hardly go anywhere on the floor except all the way out like this without drawing a double team.
baseline, he's shut down. Cardos is stripped. Cartmill over Ayers, and you can count the basket. Kyle Cartmill will go to the line to give Illinois State a 5-point lead, or at least with a chance to do so.
Well, you can't dribble into a double team. Good job by Kyle Cartmill. Get the hand in on Cardos, and now he says, I'm taking it all the way. Tough call. Tough call. Tough to tell if Ayers was already there. Another look. There's the steal. You can't dribble into a double team. I don't know about the block. Don't know.
Cartmill converts the three-point play. It is Redbirds +5. Only 8 turnovers for UIC. But that one cost him. Notre tries to back Crowley down. The walk-on from Naperville Central gives nothing. Rump from Monroe. The 3 for Notre.
Tough shot. I was about to say, this is a huge possession. And he just throws ice water on the crowd with a tray.
Who's this? Who's that? Boy, Riley just laid it out there in space for nobody. Good move by Bryson to get to the ball and prevent another turnover for the Redbirds. Bryson spins on Cardos, gives no ground. Crowley. It's blocked by Monroe. Oh! Along the baseline, Ayers forced one up and pays the price. Redbirds have a chance to make it 4 or 5. Bryson at the arc scores.
That's why he's the leading scorer. He was calling for the ball all the way down the floor, and he said, find me on the weak side. Skip pass over the top. He was already gathered, ready to shoot, and he got rid of it in time and nailed it. Didn't give the defense a chance to get a hand up on his shot.
Monroe for 3. Back to the iron.
Not a good shot. That's not the guy you want taking a tray with that much time on the shot clock.
Matter of fact, he'd only taken 2 all year.
Telling you, this kid is one of the best guards to come through this program. Therese Bryson, 2 threes. That one was from 27 feet.
He is 3 out of 4 beyond the arc. Illinois State has outscored UIC 11-3. Redbirds by 8.
Therese Bryson does everything with his left hand, including call for the ball, except shoot it. Kyle Cartmill sees him waving down the floor. Find me, find me. Boom. Drills the 3 with a quick release. And then he hits one from in Bloomington. We're in Normal. He hit that from Bloomington. Probably close to 30 feet, and he drilled it.
Next one may come from Pekin. He's got 17. He is 3 of 4 beyond the arc, as you see. 5 games at 20 points or more, and he is challenging heavy pressure from the Redbirds. Now Hanneman is back on the floor for the Flames. The other thing, there's no fat in Tyrese Bryson. His body fat is 3.7%.
And he probably eats anything he wants and stays in tremendous shape.
You hate guys like that?
Oh, man.
Shot clock is almost all the way down, and Ayers has to force one up.
Nothing he could do.
Here's the Redbirds' opportunity to put lights out. Murdoch will still shoot 2.
Well, the thing I like about L.D. Murdoch, besides his cool name, is this guy runs so well. For a guy 6'9", he recognizes the change and gets down the floor. Oh, we're not on defense anymore. Boom. He's gone. Good catch, and just about gets the 3-point play.
Missouri Valley Player of the Year, Rico Hill, gone to the pros. 16 straight, 17 straight free throws. There you see the record. You got 2-time Mo Valley Defender of the Year, Dan Muller, gone. You got Jamar Smiley, this program's all-time assist leader, gone. You've got a guy, speaking of shooting at Pekin, and Skip Shaffelder, gone. And this team, one of the things that is really going to prove huge is the 2 big guys, Murdoch and Riley.
telling you, I don't want to play Illinois State come March. I think they're going to be a heck of a basketball.
10-point lead for Salverson, loses the handle, but gets it up and in.
Big basket cuts it to an 8-point game with about 2.5 minutes to go.
Remember, against Missouri last night, Illinois was down 11 with 1:59 to play.
Great.
Rice into Riley.
Great pass. We all know that Therese Bryson can shoot. He's got to prove he can also be a lead guard. That's a heck of a pass to Sean Riley.
Riley's got 8. Hanovan finally finds the combination. He is 2 of 10. He's got but 4 points. 3 Redbirds in double figures. Cartwell's got 9. Redbirds in double figures.
Boy, he does such a good job with that big wingspan, Riley. Protects the basketball and gets it to the glass. Nice low post move.
With 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation, now all Illinois State has to do is hold UIC at arm's length. Ayers goes up and is fouled by Bryson.
Foul number 12, Tyrese Bryson, his first. He fouled him on the Redbirds, 2 shots.
Now watch Sean Riley. Good job. He catches the ball here. He's going to put it on the deck. Now watch how he takes it away from his body. So Salverson has no chance to shot block, and he gets an easy deuce.
Jason Ayers is 2 of 2. 2 of 3 on Charity.
Number 3, Leonard Walker in the game.
The Flames have done something the coaches wanted them to do, and that is to assert themselves defensively. Dick Nagy talked yesterday in practice. He said, look, fellas, shooting 22%. We're not going to win with our offense. You have got to play better defensively. It is an honor to play better defensively. Ayers can't find the net on either shot. UIC, that's been an issue. They are about 66% on Charity. And time is now running out. Riley again on Salverson. Tries to throw it. Was he going behind the back, or was he to shoot, or was he looking for Murdoch?
He was looking for the foul.
No tree. Can't get it to go. And Salverson fouls Riley. Oh, other way.
No. Well, I guess they're going to get Riley. Well, I thought Salverson was holding inside. Here comes the pass to Riley. There's no question. There's a foul there. He feels the contact. I've been taught, flip it up when you feel the foul, and doesn't get the call. Riley says, wait a minute. I got mugged at the other end, no call. Now down here, they're getting me for the foul?
Salverson gets 1. It's a 9-point ball game. No tree! Front of the iron, and the rebound to Illinois State. And Riley is fouled immediately. If you're going to try to put the best face on a couple of things, Hanovan 2 of 10 shooting, Ayers 3 of 12 shooting. Once they get their confidence in their shots, they're getting the looks.
They're getting good, clean looks. Early in the game, Ian Hanovan had 4 or 5 shots along the baseline. Those are shots he's got to knock down.
Illinois State is now shooting the super bonus. Up 10 with 53 ticks remaining. It looks as if they're going to come out of here with a victory and go to 9-3 on the season, despite the fact they turned the ball over 18 times. But they counter that with 61% shooting and 20 of 20 on Charity. Ayers misses everything, going the other way with it. I mean, that's unbelievable. They have shot the lights out. This is a team that came into the game shooting 44% from the field.
UIC with 20 more shot opportunities. Wow.
UIC foul on number 4, John Deere Mitchum. That's his 4th. 10 team foul.
Jimmy Collins is going to have another one of those nights where he's going to spend an awful lot of time wondering what might have been.
He's got to be proud of his guys, though. They may not win a basketball game tonight, but they've made a statement about their character. They came in here and they competed.
30, Joe Hine, first time. Number 21, Chad Metnowski,
Different result. Joe Hine played a year, I believe, with George Cardos at Glenbrook North. He is on the floor. Ayers. He's just up there firing now. The rebound to Chad Mazinowski. Shot clock is off, and so Jason Ayers is just going to give Tyrese Bryson the pass, and Bryson, the hero tonight, 6 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 18 points to lead all scorers. Illinois State gets a challenge from UIC, but the Redbirds beat the Flames by 9.
Real good effort tonight out of Illinois Chicago. Tip your cap to a very good Illinois State team. They didn't play very well the first probably 25 or 30 minutes, but over the last 10 minutes of this half, they dominated play.
Back to wrap it up briefly. When we return, well, and some other things really poorly.
Well, Illinois State's got to be disappointed in their effort for the first 30 minutes. For Illinois, Chicago did a nice job neutralizing the bigger guys on the glass. 31-30, the rebounding advantage in favor of Illinois State. But when you go 25 of 64 and just 5 of 18 from beyond the arc, you're not going to win on the road.
So our final tonight at